Time for today's MVP, most valuable pick. And today it's software company Palantir. The stock closing 6% higher today after Bank of America initiated coverage of the stock with a buy rating. Joining me now is Ron Epstein. He's senior aerospace and defense analyst at Bank of America Global Research. It was his call. Ron, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, Mike.
Tell us the thesis behind this. I mean, it seems like kind of an opportunistic call. Obviously, the stock down a lot from its highs, some 70% even after today's move. But what are the key, I guess, longer-term drivers of value that you see?
Yeah, so when you think about what's going on in the market, we've been very bullish on defense. If you look at where the defense budget's going to come in this year, it's going to come in probably $850 billion. And we think it's going to be close to $1 trillion when you get to 2026. And we've seen the defense stocks, the big defense names reflect that. But it hasn't been, that revaluation in defense has not been reflected in Palantir. And Palantir is a great way to get at it. If you look at Palantir, about 2/3 of their revenue is government. About half of that is national security. That's about 1/3 commercial. So when we see the defense budget have that kind of growth, this is a way to get at it. And I think broadly the way to think about it, data is the new bullets, right? And these guys are all about artificial intelligence, data organization, and how to see trends and bigger pictures in the data. And from all the companies we talk to, they're working their way into more and more customers in the national security space. And think about it as sort of Palantir inside, the Palantir data operating system, living in a lot of other systems that are fabricated or are put together by a lot of the other companies we cover. So we think this is a really nice way to get at an increase in national security spending where it hasn't been reflected yet in the multiple of the company or the stock performance. And I would argue most of the analysts who cover it today aren't looking at that. I think a lot of the people that are looking at it aren't really giving them full credit for what's going on in national security. The stock trading today around $9, that just barely gives them credit for the defense piece, or a way to look at it is they're pricing in defense, but not giving them any credit for commercial.
Right. I mean, it's interesting because I guess shortly after the IPO, there was some concern that maybe the skew toward government customers was going to prevent it from expanding more on the commercial side. You don't think that's a risk?
No. I mean, a lot of the technology, if you think about how they've organized their business, they've got 3 product silos and one that's specifically set up for the commercial markets. And like what we've seen in some other businesses, there are technologies that you can develop for a government customer that you can use in commercial markets. So I don't think it impedes it at all, not at all. And broadly speaking, if you can have the U.S. government pay for a lot of your development, it's a great way to fund what you're doing.
Yeah, and you got a $13 price target, which is well below the highs, but it's up almost about 50% from today's close. Ron, we got to leave it there. Appreciate you taking the time.